and gentlemen, welcome to Couch Coaches with Mac and Ryan. Let's go!
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Couch Coaches. I'm Coach Mac, and this is
Coach Ryan, how we doing today, everybody joining us in a lovely spring? I think it's the first or second. I think we're just started spring, right?
Yeah, we just started spring. March has not been a fair lady to me, but
No, I think this is probably one of the roughest marches we've ever between the two of us. Yeah, the first day of spring was the 20th of March, and man, I got hit with 95-degree heat, and you guys were getting, what was it, like snowing one day, and then
no, we got like
just a
mountains.
whiplash.
Yeah, it was like
Like,
a mountain. It was like the mountains got snow. Went like this is the way it went. One moment we had a severe thunderstorm watch. Then we had a
Yep.
severe thunderstorm warning, and then afterwards
Yep.
we had a winter storm watch. So it was like that don't happen here. What the fuck is going on? So yeah, that's what happened down here. It was
Yeah,
weird. It was a
it's
cold.
been weird. And I think the weirdness has affected the NFL because we've gotten some funky, weird rule proposals that have came to play. And I think there's one that me and Mac both just laugh at ourselves because this is so idiotic. The Cleveland Browns have submitted a proposal to allow teams to trade up to 5 seasons of draft picks in the future. That's right,
That's
y'all.
stupid.
The Browns thought, hey, we traded 3 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson, and we should have done more.
Yeah, we should have gave him 4 first round picks. Like, yes.
So Mac already said it. This is so idiotic because this is the definition of a rule to protect teams from mortgaging their future. It's so short-sighted because even the best team, like I think going into last year, people were talking about the Eagles were going to be a juggernaut again after winning the Super Bowl, and then they still struggled. So like you can win a Super Bowl and fall flat. So
Yeah.
this note, like you need the draft capital. Like
Yeah.
part of the appeal of the NFL is every team has an opportunity to get
And
better.
this is what and we'll get to it later. Look, to me, you don't trade 2 first round picks to get one player unless you know that that player is like the one. You never do that. That's a dumbass move in my eyes. And
Yeah.
I have not seen, well, I lied a little bit. I have seen it. It happened with the Rams. They traded 2 first round picks. However, they needed Matthew Stafford because Jared Goff was not getting it done.
I
However,
think the majority of NFL history it has shown that the winners and losers of trades like that most of the time are the teams getting rid of the player and getting the picks. The Rams are a good example of like they knew they were a quarterback away, so they were able to make those changes. But most of the time, your team doing that, it's not a good sign.
9 times out of 10, like I said 9 times. Notice I'm saying, well, I didn't even say 9 times out of 10. That's a 1 time out of 10 times. Just 1 time you might nail it, but that's like a rarity. Because this is why I don't like trading your mortgage your future for a star player. Well, a quote unquote star player. You know, I'll get into. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Max Crosby. The one thing that scared me the most about people screaming, people need to wanting to trade for Max Crosby. A lot of Bucks fans wanting to trade for Max Crosby. I was one of those that was like, I don't want Max Crosby. I said, why? Because you trade those 2 first round picks, and he end up being, his something might hurt. What happens if he get hurt? What happens if, well, we rolled the dice and said, look, if you do that and he gets hurt, you're fucked. You just gave away 2 first round picks for a player that has literally got a bum knee. And and one thing about I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but once that knee goes, or once you get surgery, it is hard to come back and make that comeback. You're not going to be the same person 100%. You might be you might be still that guy, but you're not going to be the guy that you're not going to get the guy that you were getting when he was there. So that's the fear you had to have with doing versus signing them to a contract is a different story. You're not losing, you're not winning, you're just losing a little money. Yeah, you're mortgaging your future for cap. However, in this situation, you still got your trap picks and you still got you could just like, well, that didn't work. We can let go of him and go get a better player. That's the way. That's the reason why I don't like that. I didn't like it. So
I will say I don't like the Ravens backing out of it. Like
I
they
didn't either.
reneged, which is just a big old like no. But if it, you know what? Here's the thing. All of us outside can shit on it and say it's bad, but if they end up winning a Super Bowl, they're fine. Like because they were able to keep their picks and they got Trey Hendrickson. They just need to be ready for the fact that Trey's not a great run defender, and people in Cincinnati have been saying that for years. Like it sucked to see Trey go. It sucked to see him go to a division rival, and it sucks. Here's what gets me. It sucks to hear the language around Trey change because you can look up guys online who talk football. Trey with the Bengals and now Trey with the Ravens. The way that they spoke of Trey was like, oh, he's a good guy, but he's a stat merchant. He's just building up. He's getting a lot of sacks, but he's not that great. Now that he's a Raven, the conversation shifted. He's one of the top guys.
No!
He's one of the top guys in the
Oh,
league. He's fantastic, and it's just misleading. It frustrates me because I
it-
like
it-
Trey a lot.
it
But he's north
frustrates me
of 30.
too.
He's
Oh, you-
north of 30. He's coming off some big injuries. He's never been a good run defender. So the Raven I think the Ravens got worse this offseason, even with the Trey addition.
I do too. Like that's like, damn it! You're about to get. I'm about to get on the soapbox about my Buccaneers. Okay.
So I think that gives us a good pivot to talk about the free agency period. Since we did talk about Max Crosby and we did talk about Trey Hendrickson, I want to hear your thoughts on your Bucks. How if
Okay.
they improved,
Here's
who do you wish they could have like? What do you still want them to do?
okay.
And then I'll talk about my Bengals. So let's hear the Bucks.
Here's the thing about the Bucks. Buck fans. I'm speaking to the Buck fans. I know a lot of you are upset with Mike leaving. I was upset for 2 days. Then I thought about it for a minute. And I thought, okay, so when I heard what Mike wanted, it made sense for him to go to the 49ers. Because if he was with the Bucks, he was not going to get what he wanted. He wanted more targets. He wanted more receptions. He wanted all that. So with the 49ers, he can do that. On the other hand, 49er fans, but I'm going to speak to the 49ers. 49er fans, this is the difference. This is why I feel like Mike made a mistake. See, Mike has this issue with his hamstring, and that hamstring may fuck him over, and you may not see him for a period of 6 to 4 weeks. Now, with Buck fans, we are used to this shit. We wait for Mike to come back. We're like, oh, you're the guy, Mike. You're the guy. 49er fans, I don't know about you, but I've seen them. They are some motherfuckers. If your ass is hurt and your butt getting paid, they're going to dog your ass. So I'm telling you, Mike, yes, you went to a problem winning organization, but them fans, they ain't like us. We love you. Them jokers will love you until they can tolerate you. So I'm just saying. But from that perspective, I feel like the 49ers did somewhat get better, I guess. But I feel like still, I think Mike made. I still. Oh man, we got a wide receiver. I was like, okay, cool. But here's my thing about the 49ers. They didn't need a wide receiver. They need to fix their defense. And they haven't fixed their defense yet. They got Nick Bosa, cool. You still got Fred Warner, that's cool. You lost. You're probably going to lose your top and Trent Williams. Like you're still in a hole right now. I'm not impressed with what the 49ers did. Everybody else is impressed, but I think Mike is the big one that they got. So yeah, call me a hater, but I feel like they still ain't done nothing. As far as the Bucks and what they did.
Yes, I want to hear your thoughts on your Buccaneers. Are you happy with your free agency, or is there something you would like more out of the Bucks before the draft?
my only issue. And I think I'm the only Buck fan that's kind of like, this is these moves are not terrible. These were good moves that we did. I think Anzalone is a great inside linebacker. I think he's good. I think Ashawn from the Panthers. I seen tape of him. He's gonna be a great rotational player for the Bucks. He's nasty. He kind of reminds me of Ndamukong Suh, like with that nastiness of I don't give a fuck energy, and we're missing that kick-ass mentality. So I'm hoping he brings that kick-ass mentality to the Bucks and kind of kicks Vita Vea in the ass. I love.
You just got enough. You just got to hope he's got enough in the tank at 31 to keep it going.
That too, but we're not asking him to do much. We can rotate.
Yeah.
He's a rotational player. That's why. That's the reason I like to sign him. He's not starting. He just like okay, like I need to relieve. Go in and play.
I just want to say as a Bengals fan, I hope Baker stays healthy for you. You don't want Jake Browning playing.
Hell no, I don't want Jake Browning playing. Yeah.
No, that one I saw that one and I thought of you like, damn, the backup situation in Tampa must suck.
Yeah, I don't.
Jake Browning.
I don't want Jake Browning. That's one sign I was like, I hope Baker can stay healthy. But I
feel like you would have rather drafted like a guy in the 7th round to be the backup versus like Jake Browning at this point.
We still might draft somebody.
He's still good. Because as much as I like Baker, the boy plays football in a way that gets him injured. So
that's the issue. And
you need that future player for sure.
Yeah, we probably going to look in the draft to get a player. I wouldn't be surprised if Jason goes get a quarterback in the. But I think Jake is just a right now he can't meet. In other words, until we can find somebody. Right now, I don't believe he's going to be the backup. I'm just being honest. Yeah. I do like our run.
Kenneth Gainwell.
Gainwell, I love that signing. I love it. Yeah. I feel like Bucky is like with Bucky. Him and Bucky are like he sort of like Bucky and him are going to work out together. I feel like this is more of a swing situation where Bucky is more like the guy that like outside runner, inside runner, the swift guy. I feel like Gainwell is a guy that can kind of is missing in the fire. He can be that inside guy. He can catch the ball real well, something that we probably need in the running back. I like that. And I feel like we still need to go get in the draft, go get a running back. I would love to see us go get a running back. However, I love the Gainwell signing. Rosebaum, I'm not a fan of it, but I guess it's a special teams situation. I mean, I like the moves that we did. And I want to say this. If Levante did not retire, if Mike did not leave the Bucks, I believe Buck fans will see this season a little bit differently. But I got to look, but for me, I look at it from, okay, what if we did have him? Would this offseason be good? Yeah, it'd be a great offseason. Okay, then. Okay, what if I were to tell y'all this? Mike was getting old. He was not getting the targets. We have Emeka Ibuka. We have Tez Johnson. We have Chris Godwin. The wide receiver room is stacked. I think we just get that X receiver, which I'm going to be honest. The draft is kind of loaded with some wide receivers that we can go get another X receiver. That's all we kind of want.
Would you trade up to get wide receiver 1 in this draft if he's fallen to like 10 maybe or 11? Say the first 10 picks, it's defense or offensive lineman or Mendoza, and then you're like, wide receiver 1 still available. Do you go up and get him?
Here's the thing. Here's the issue.
Get that heir apparent to Mike.
Here's my thing. Like the way I see our wide receiver room is I love Emeka, and Emeka is a great wide receiver. I don't think he's an X wide receiver. He's a wide receiver you can line up on the inside, and he's just a great number 2 to pair with the. Let me explain, and I want to explain to the gang what X receiver mean. When I mean an X receiver, a receiver that you can like, okay, so in the end zone, I can throw a jump ball to this guy, and I know he's going to get the ball. Like I can throw a fade route to him, he's going to catch it. I can literally, I know for a fact I can throw a jump ball to this guy, and he's going to catch it. Yeah. Emeka is not that guy. Not saying that he can be that guy. He's not that guy that's going to beat. like two guys at the same time like that. That's what he like for example, I'll tell you a good example. Larry Fitzgerald's a great receiver, but he's not a true X receiver. That's where you get Anquan Bolden. Bolden was a X receiver. He was a guy that you jump ball. He's the guy that gets the ball up, and he's the guy you're going to send coverage at to get to. Larry Fitzgerald, you can sit up there and say, "Oh, I'm gonna double team Larry Fitzgerald." Okay, double team Larry Fitzgerald, then you forget about Anquan. That's why we need an X receiver. He don't have to be extremely excellent like Mike, but if he could just pull that double team and give a Mecca like a 1-on-1, I feel like we're good. But but I'll admit it hurts to lose those two because like Mike get hurt a little bit for 2 weeks, but Levante, when he retired, it was like 20 minutes. I was sitting there thinking, dude, he's old. He was that in that Panthers game. You could look at that Panthers game at the end of the year. You could tell. I tell people he looked like he was doing. He just, you know how you got that feeling like this is my last game and I'm gonna go out bang. And in that last game, you could tell age was coming after him. And people were sitting there saying on the internet, he's getting his knee repaired. He probably coming back for another season. I said, nah, dog. I saw the writing on the wall. Like, if you're getting your knee repaired, and like, let me remind you, Levante is not a man who got surgery a lot. So if he got this surgery for a knee repair, let me put it like this. If you play, I tell people this, if I played with a messed up knee for an entire season and didn't think to put myself on IR, that lets me know that, look, I'm going into this last season as my last, and I'm going to get it repaired at the end of the season, and I'm not coming back. I knew this was the last season. I just don't think Buck fans shouldn't let it like sink in. So I wasn't surprised when he retired. I'm also like, I was a little mad I was a little upset that he left. He retired. However, I think a lot of Buck fans need to calm down about blaming Todd Bowles. Give the man a chance. And I want to tell Buck fans this. We're in a win-win situation. If we suck, Todd Bowles is fired. And we're going to get another coach. We're getting a good – I tell people this. I tell Buck fans this to 100%. Like, we're in a win-win. So if we win, that means Todd Bowles was good, the defense is good, everything is great. However, we're terrible. Look at the crop of head coaches we got. We can pick somebody. Like, who wouldn't want to come here? We can go get Nate Stillhouse from the Rams and snatch him and bring him in here to be the head coach. There are so many different head coaches that we could go snatch up that it's not even fun. Like, a head coach would be stupid not to want to come to Bucks. Like, I mean, be honest. Like, you'd be like, man, I have Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin, Tez Johnson, Bucky Irvin. I mean, Fix Baker. Why wouldn't I want to go to Tampa? You got a good offense. I mean, and if you don't want Baker, hell, you can go in the draft and get one. I'm just saying, like, the Bucks is like Jason Light set up the team for success with or without Todd Bowles. So I'm not mad about this season. I think it's still a good offseason. However, it's painful to see some Bucks legends leave. That's all.
Yeah. So let me ask you the question, then I'll talk about the Bengals. Before we even draft, did the Bucks get to a place where they should win? That they should, not if. Should they win the division next year?
Before the draft?
Before the draft. So right now, say you whiff on the draft this year. Nobody's an impact player. Are you still in contention to win the division?
I'm gonna be honest.
Are you in a position you need? Okay, so you feel that the free agency has been good enough to where you should be competing to win the division, and then now if you nail the draft, which we'll talk about in a bit, who we want. The Bucks should be NFC South division
should
winners.
Be NFC South champions. I'm not. Look, here's my thing. Panthers. I'm telling you, I'm still on the fence about Bryce. He does not scare me. He does not move the needle. He had one good season. People are going to game plan. Like, here's my issue. Yes, Bryce had a good season. However, let's be honest. Bryce was dealing with a third place schedule. Let's be honest. He had an easy schedule around him. The Falcons had a hard schedule. They're not going to be playing. They played. They had a hard schedule. They wouldn't play good this well because they had a second place schedule. The Saints are going to have a four-place schedule. Yes, they're going to get better, but that's the only thing I'm kind of scared of. The Bucks, for the first time, will have a second-place schedule. They'll be playing easier. They'll have an easier route to get to the playoffs. The Panthers will have to play. They can't hide behind, well, we're in the star division. We should win. No, motherfucker, you have to play those teams. You're going to have to play. You're going to have to play Kansas City with motherfucking Pat Mahomes at home, not at home, their house. You're going to play Philadelphia with Saquon Barkley at their house. They're going to like Carolina's talking the talk. I was like, look, you talking the talk, but now y'all got to walk the walk. You are like, everybody want to talk shit about the Bucks. I said, yeah, we won it 3 years in a row, and it was a shitty division. Yeah, but we had a first place schedule 3 years in a row and almost won the division for a fourth year in a row because the motherfucking Saints couldn't beat daggone Falcons. The only reason you won that division was luck. So I don't understand. And yes, you almost beat the Rams, which I told you right now. I said right here on this podcast several years for several times that the Rams are frauds. They're not going to the NFC Championship. They're probably going to be terrible next year. Mark down. They will suck. I'm being honest. I think the Rams are going to suck this year. I'm just going to be honest.
Okay, that's fun. So there's not a whole lot for me to talk about the Bengals because the free agent signings, there's three guys that matter. Because I'm sorry, Joe Flacco and Joe Johnson, or Josh Johnson, if either of you are seeing the field, there's something horrible has went wrong. It is nice to have a quarterback room that I feel really confident in after Joe Burrow because I do like Flacco. I think until he got hurt, he was going to play at a really high level. And obviously, Josh Johnson is a great like veteran guy who's been on 20 something teams and he knows football. So like cool. But it's just three guys for the Bengals. Jonathan Allen, interesting guy. My issues, he's a little bit older, so how much does he truly have left in the tank? Obviously, getting a guy like Brian Cooks is nice. I it's the 180 of I had the worst tackling safety in Geno Stone, and now I'm gonna get a guy who has like the fourth lowest percentage of missed tackles in the league. So I know Cook will at least be able to tackle guys, which is nice. And then the big one that like every Bengals fan has to be like nervous about is boy Mafe from Seattle. They are banking on this being a Trey Hendrickson again, where the Bengals signed Trey from the Saints and he like hit his prime and became the guy he is. They're hoping the same thing for boy. Cool, great. It's just it's like trying to hit lightning in a bottle twice. Like you got luck. Like I'll just make the argument. Like you can say, "Oh, our scouts saw this out of Trey." You lucked out too. Like he hit his prime and became one of the best pass rushers in football. So you better hope to God that you're right again because this defense is still not in a good place for me. I'm not asking them to do anything crazy. I'm not asking them to go from like historically bad
Get off the
to
field.
I'm not asking them to become a top five defense. That's insane.
That's
You
insane.
can
Just
never
get off the fucking field. That's all you have to do.
just get to 16th out of 32, and I'll be fine. Because if the Bengals defense can be the definition of middle of the road, they are a Super Bowl contender
Yep.
because of how weak the AFC is. Because even after all this free agency, I still don't know who the best team in the AFC is going to be this upcoming year. Because I think the
Yeah.
Ravens got worse. I'm not a Mike McCarthy guy, so I think the Steelers are going to learn real quickly life without Mike Tomlin, how difficult that is. I don't think Patrick Mahomes is going to be back right away, so I think the Justin Field Chiefs are going to struggle. And also, people are already trying to erase this. Like the Chiefs were going to miss the playoffs with Mahomes still healthy. They were not playing well, and then he got hurt. It's not like, oh, they were playing well and then he got hurt. No, they were playing poorly. They were going to be out. I'll never believe in the Chargers purely because John Harbaugh, outside of that Super Bowl run, not that great. Not he has success, but he never. So like when you look at and I don't respect Bo Nix and the Broncos. I truly, It is one of those upcoming seasons where I just wish they would have been a little bit more, and maybe they'll sign some guys, but like I really wanted another linebacker. I really wanted them to go after another edge guy that's a veteran because now you're kind of locked in at pick 10. You have to get a Baines or a Styles, and you don't know if they're going to be there. So that's the scary part. At least it's they're so fortunate that at least the positions they need to fill, two of the best defensive prospects I've ever seen are going to like so they're lucky that the best player available happens to be the position they need. Like I love Ruben Bain. I think he's going to be a Reggie like his ceiling is like a Reggie White. I really like this kid out of Miami. And obviously Styles is an athletic freak.
That's what I
So
want.
he would what I'm scared of is how the Bengals run their organization. They used 2 draft picks last year on linebacker to where I am afraid that they're going to be like, we've invested money and time into linebacker. We can't take Styles. And it's like, no. If Styles is there at 10, you run to the podium. This cat is that good. If Styles, Downs, Bain, or the other Ohio State linebacker, which I don't think all 4 of them will be there. I think, frankly, I'll be lucky if only one of them's there at 10. You run up there, but I hate the fact that right now I don't think the defense is that much better. Obviously, Cook is an upgrade, but like, boy, Maffei is going to be like I have to see him play. So like right now, and it's not you lost Trey, you lost Joseph Osai, you lost defense, you lost pieces on the special teams. So I'm in a position where I think the Bengals should win the division, but right now I don't know if the roster's improved that where they can.
Right,
Like I know
right.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins can do it. I just don't know if the defense can get off the field. And that's going to be like so now they have to nail this draft. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They
They have to
cannot.
nail
They have to because you know how it is. Offensive players are easier to like insert from college and be impact players. Where on the defensive side of the year, every year there's like 2 or 3 guys who could immediately start and be impactful.
it. Right.
So they've got to hope that one of those guys, who, in my opinion, Downs, Style, Bain, those are the 3 defensive players that I think could immediately impact. Maybe Bailey. I haven't watched Bailey's tape. Bailey is highly regarded. Friend of mine is like, you love Bain, but you don't like Bailey, and I'm like, well, I just haven't watched him. And also, I don't really value guys out of the Big 12 right now because I think the Big 12 plays a lesser style of defense, where
Right.
like I just I witness, and also I do have the recency bias. I saw Bain change games with the way that he played football in the road to going to the national championship,
Right.
and I think he did enough to help Miami. If Beck doesn't get a concussion, Bain probably did enough to get his team the national title. Like
Right.
I was watching highlight because I was watching it again, and I'm like, he did enough against Mendoza. Like, so this is a guy that was a part of a pretty special defense in Miami, and he was the best player on that defense. So the Bengals free agency has left me lacking. Like, I think I'm gonna double check, but if Bobby Wagner is still available, I think they should sign Bobby. I don't think they're going to because they have a weird thing about older players. But I think Bobby Wagner is a champion. He's a Cowboy. Son of a bitch. All right, so
Oh,
yeah,
the
now
Cowboys
the
signed him?
guy, yeah, so now the guy that I was hoping could be the veteran guy to teach my terrible linebacking duo is no longer available. So
Yeah. I'm
I am now banking on 2 guys who were like what 84th and 85th in PFP or whatever, the worst 2 linebackers in football last year to get better. So that's where for me, the Bengals defense, the linebacking room specifically is so dog shit. It is like they should. There's so many new. There's what two? There's 3 new head coaches in the AFC North this year. They have Joe Burrow. They should. The Ravens got worse. They should win the division, and I don't know if they're going to win the division before the draft. Was there any teams that stood out to you, free agency wise, that you're like, okay, I like what you're doing here, or did make you went, oh God, what are you doing?
okay.
Obviously, I'll just say the team that both of us know, the Dolphins are in full tank. I don't know if I've
Oh,
ever seen a
no,
franchise
they're tanking. They're tanking
be, but
100%.
yet signed Willis. which I feel bad for him because he's going to get screwed.
Oh yeah, he's gonna
Like
get screwed.
he's ruined his like stock because they have he's either ruined it or he's going to get the highest contract ever if he can win with this Dolphins team. Like if he
Right.
can make this Dolphins team successful, he's going to get a fat payday. But he's screwed. So I think me and you are in agreement. The Dolphins, this is the most blatant like tank job I've ever seen. And it's not the first time this has happened in my adult life with the Dolphins either.
So same here, same here. Um, if I had to say one team that like kind of wowed me a little bit, like okay,
Mhm.
that's a good move. Bills
Mhm.
did a good job. I thought I thought that was a great move by
You
the.
are not alone. When I was doing my research, the Bills came up quite a bit, man. People like what the Bills did.
I like what the Bills
And
did. They brought in like we both said on this show that he was gone. He was not coming back to Chicago, and I thought, where would he go? And I was like, the Bills. I never thought the Bills would be the one to pull the trigger, and they did it. And that was a good one right there. A good get.
yeah,
He knows the offense. He's a good deep threat. It fits. He fits like a glove. I like it.
yeah,
And then now that Chicago's leaving and going to quote unquote um they're moving
yeah.
across the fucking Notre Dame area. That makes
Yeah,
no
it's gonna be weird if they
it's,
actually commit to that.
it's stupid. Anyway, we'll talk about it on a future episode. But
Yeah.
what the fuck type of things that would like because a lot of Buck fans, there's a lot of people Buck, especially Buck fans, saying what the fuck. I was like, not of that Carol. I think the Bucks did a good job. I think the Bucks are loading up for the draft.
Hmm.
I think that's what they're doing. I'm with you. I think here's my thing. I don't know why everybody. I don't know. Here's the way and I think me and you are seeing the same thing. Me, I don't get why people who say you need a pass rush are not good football analysts. I'm just being honest. You're not a good analyst.
Well, it
ESPN
depends on
hired
how they're
me.
phrasing it. It
Huh?
depends on if you're saying pass rush, I agree with it. If you're saying edge rush, then I'm disagreeing with it.
Yeah,
Because
it
I
like
think quarterbacks are smart enough to where you can kind of work your offense around
right,
the edge guy coming. Whereas
right.
if you're getting destroyed from all different parts of the field, the front four, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I
And
think they don't understand what pass rush is because I look at the Bucks and I say, okay, I don't understand why you keep screaming about we need in pressure because I look at I was like, wow, put on the tape. They're getting pressure. It's just the quarterback maneuvering and then getting the ball out quick. You want to know the area where we suck at? The reason why you want to know the reason why the quarterback is fucking getting the ball out quick enough? Is because the
Mhm.
fucking linebacker is on the wrong end and he's throwing it directly to the open spot every time. That's
Yeah.
exactly what's happening. That's why you're not getting a sack. That's what's happening. He's getting the ball out. If you go watch a Bucks tape, the quarterbacks that we played are getting the ball out 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I'm telling you right now, if you literally did if there was like a future forecast of what's going on, I bet you do the allotted time of whatever a quarterback needs. If you give him more than 5 seconds, bet money he gets sacked. Because if you I look at times where it was 3 seconds, and you can see Yaya Diaby about to daggone kill the guy and jump on him. And he gets the ball out, and the guy's right there, dead open in space, right there, every fucking time. I'm with you. Linebacker play affects your pass rush. If your linebacker play is dog shit, it's going to affect your linebacker. I'll give you a good example. Levante David, when we were beginning the year, um, if you look at, there was one play in particular. So we get good pass rush. We got a good pass rush. Everybody was talking shit. So we pass rush. 3 seconds. What does Sam Darnold do? Sam Darnold goes for the safe area. He goes up the middle. Guess what happens? Levante David is in coverage and he picks the ball off. That's what happens when you got good pass rush with good linebackers, with good linebacker coverage. That's what you need. It needs to mesh coverage and sacks works. If you have one that's not working with the other, you're gonna be terrible. So I don't get why Buck fans are screaming from the top of the lungs, get the best pass rusher available. Dumbass. If we get the best pass rusher available and our linebackers suck, it ain't gonna do a damn thing. Get upset with that every time. I'm
Yeah,
like,
because at the end of the day, if you have a good pass rush, but if you have a good edge rusher and no linebacker, the quarterback's just going to dump it off to the tight end for 12 yards every
exactly. You're
time.
gonna dump it off every
Like,
time.
it's just how this league is designed currently. You really need to just have better coverage because then if you can get coverage sacks, it's game over. Like
It's
you
game
can
over.
if you
Yeah.
can get court if you can give your entire line time to then get to said quarterback, like how the Eagles destroyed uh how the Eagles destroyed the Chiefs in that Super Bowl.
They copied us.
Yep.
They copied and pasted
So
our defense. They did.
yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I tell my nephew this. Y'all copied and pasted what we did to Pat Mahomes. You did the exact same
Well, yeah,
motherfucking
because
thing.
and that's what you copy success. So be
Yeah.
happy they're copying you.
Oh,
They're
I'm happy
copying
they did it, but
success.
I'm just telling them like
Yep.
you did exactly what Todd Bowles did. Todd Bowles sent
Yeah.
4 every time. He sent 4. Sent 4, but the problem was he didn't know which 4 was going. So that was the issue. But also in that issue, what did the Eagles do best? They had good coverage in the linebacker area. So when Pat Mahomes dropped back to pass, he couldn't get the ball out quick enough, and Pat Mahomes was getting hit like a rag doll every time.
Kelsey. Yes, he was. Okay, so we both like what the Bills did. We both are in agreement the Dolphins are in a free
In a
fall.
free fall, yeah. Free
And
falling.
and that conversation got us to the draft. So we're gonna end this episode. Who do we want to pick? So Mac, I think I'll go first since I have a pick above you. When the commissioner comes up and says the Bengals are selecting with the 10th overall pick, I want it to be Sonny Styles so bad now because I need a real linebacker. And as much as I would like, I would like Caleb Downs, I would like Ruben Bain. I've signed a safety, and I have signed an edge guy. So whereas I see Styles as like the next great linebacker. So that would be my guy. I would really like to hear his name come up. And then obviously in the later rounds, go address that edge. Like it sucks because I have multiple holes to fill and I only have one top 10 pick. So I need to address it that way. I really do not want this kid out of LSU. I'm sorry. But I have two good cornerbacks already. I don't have good linebackers. I don't have starting linebackers in my linebacker room right now. So for the Bengals at 10, I'd love if Styles could fall to them. That's the thing that sucks. Most mock drafts don't have him falling. So I don't know what's going to happen. I'm in a situation where I would be okay with trade. If none of the big four guys that I want are there at 10, I'd be okay with trading back to get extra picks. But that's just how I'm feeling. So with pick number 15, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are up. Who would you like to see the Buccaneers draft this upcoming season?
I like to see him trade down.
So you do not want to stay at 15. You're feeling confident that you won't have the guy that you need at 15. So
Well, I want Sonny Styles, and I know we're not getting Sonny Styles.
Oh God, no. I'm looking at the teams. I don't think the Rams or the Ravens would let Styles get to you. Like I don't think that's possible.
I don't think it's possible. That's the one I want.
Yeah, he's good.
But here's
what about that Lemon kid? The Lemon kid out of USC.
He's
the wide receiver.
Nah, no.
No,
Here's the
like
thing.
him? Yeah.
Here's what I want. Here's what I like to do. I think we need to trade down because there's a lot of talks that I think there's. I'll be honest here. Some dumbass is gonna want Ty Simpson. I'll be honest, and I'm calling him a dumbass.
Oh, you don't want to be that dumbass, do you?
No. I want to be the dumbass to trade him.
There you go.
I want to be the dumbass to trade down for him. I think some dumbass is gonna want Ty Simpson. I don't know who. Some dumbass.
I like your mindset here.
Yeah.
I hope the Bengals run into this scenario too, where like some team gets paranoid that
Somebody gonna
We're
pull
about
in
to
Atlanta.
cry.
Somebody gonna pull Atlanta, and they're gonna want Ty Simpson. I'm telling you, some dumbass is gonna want Ty Simpson. They're gonna look at the tape and they're gonna listen to dumbass. They gonna, I don't. Oh my God, they're gonna listen to this dumbass on ESPN. Oh my God, fuck him. He's stupid. I tell you,
Oh, you talking about Orlovsky getting on
he
like
fucking
his
pisses
high
me off.
horse, like like he is telling teams that the Simpson kid. This is killing me
It's
because this
killing
is the
me. I
most
looked at Ty.
definite. This is so clear to me that this is a guy that is not going to be the dude.
No, I looked at. I seen Ty. You want to know? I have a son. I have a nephew-in-law who is, well, he's a I'll say he's a nephew, but he's married to my niece. He's my nephew. He
Yeah.
legit is an Alabama fan. You want to know the thing? You want to know the main reason why he said Alabama lost that game? Let take a wild guess. What reason why they lost that game?
It's Mr. Simpson, right?
No. Well, our running backs were not healthy. I was like, what?
Eat my ass if my running backs aren't healthy. You kidding me?
Like,
That's silly.
yeah, if your running backs ain't healthy, then that means that Ty Simpson is dog shit. So I mean, that's my point. Like the quarterbacks rises to the top. When somebody goes down, the next guy gonna have to come in and step in. That person got to know your system. Oh, he got to know the system. No, you got to like. As much as I hate Cam Newton, as much as I don't like that motherfucker, when he was in college and somebody went down, that other person was going to step up and he was going to find a way to get that junk of the ball. That was Cam Newton. That's how he played. He played relentless, and he did that. Jameis Winston had that same mentality. He had that same mentality. He was a gunslinger, but the guy was going to be hurt. The next guy will go up. Ty Simpson, if somebody got hurt, he used that as a fucking excuse. So, as I stated, some dumbass is going to want Ty Simpson because they don't want to miss out on getting a quarterback or somebody. And I believe that dumbass team is gonna be that dumbass team might be the Cleveland Browns. I don't know.
Ooh,
I don't know. I feel like that
where you're going with this.
I feel like that dumbass team is going to Cleveland Browns because I feel like the Cleveland Browns, while they do feel like they got Shador did throw a lot of picks, and Cleveland might say, "Hey, I'm not sure about this," and they might have a quarterback competition. It might be the Browns. I doubt there's going to be the Browns, but I'm just picking a wild guess. It might be the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know. Arizona got a top 10 pick, but they might want to trade back in. I believe I stand by what I said. Some dumbass is going to want this kid.
And I stand, and I'm going to jump in on your sentiment. There's one guy who's a first round quarterback this year, and he's a fringe. Mendoza's it. And even then, I would argue in a normal league, he's not the number one overall pick, but how the league is now, the need for quarterback is so great. Like, this is a year, no quarterback, he should be the only one drafted in the first round, and he shouldn't even be the top 10. Because I saw the stat line where it's like guys who only threw for 300 yards in their NFL career drafted in the first round, and the list is a list of bust. It is not a good list, and Mendoza is on that list, and it's scary for me because I hate that. I want him to succeed, and I don't know if he's going to.
Right,
but I can't wait. I like your mindset.
Yeah,
let some team self-sabotage.
Yeah, I'm just going to tell you right now, John Spostek, I know you listen to is Matt Poole. You know me. You're out with the Buck organization. Listen to me, buddy. Do not do what Carolina did. Do not
listen to them phone calls.
Do not fall for the honeypot of the Alabama quarterback. Carolina did it. It didn't work. Yes, it worked for yes, you can make an argument. It worked for the Philadelphia Eagles. But look at what other people do not fall. Look at they only come out a dime a dozen. I mean, Jalen Hurts is the only Alabama quarterback that's worth a damn. Matt Jones sucked. Tua is not that good. I'm telling you right, and Bryce Young, he to me is the most mediocre quarterback. The boy has not thrown for fucking 3,000 yards. The boy is throwing for 2,000 yards per season. somebody in Carolina has a motherfucking franchise quarterback. It drives me nuts. It makes my balls itch. These Carolina fans sitting at there talking about, hey, franchise quarterback from 2,000 yards. Cam Newton from 4,000 yards and rush for 1,000 yards. Why the fuck are you? My God, y'all some idiots. All y'all some idiots. Y'all need to go seek help. Go home, seek help, get therapy. This is some stupid shit. Ty Simpson sucks, but I know some dumbass is gonna want him because Dan Orlovsky from ESPN is a mastermind.
Here you go, man. This is what you do. You wait, you listen, you let the Lions, or I'm looking at the draft in the top 10 who are still drafting. You let the Lions or the Browns trade up. That way you still can get a first round pick. Let them sink their franchise for the Simpson kid.
I don't think the Lions are going to go after him. I think the Lions are happy with.
I am kind of the camp now where the Detroit Lions will not succeed until they realize that that Goff is not the answer.
I don't think,
and that sucks to say that because I was a Goff defender.
Yeah,
but I think he is not the guy.
I don't think he's the guy either, but I also think that GM is not that stupid. He's not going to do something stupid like that. It's like, he's going to look at Ty Simpson and it's like, nope. I think he's smart enough to look at Ty and like, nah. I think the Browns are the ones that would be like, Ty Simpson, Alabama, let's do it, baby. I feel like that's going to be Cleveland. But also another dumbass team that might do it.
Well, the Browns are stupid, man. You could probably fleece this year. You could probably fleece a swap in a first round next year. There you go.
Robert, I personally think I personally would do this. I think the Cowboys are going to be that dumbass team. I think.
Oh wow, you think the Cowboys are ready to find
the Cowboys are that
dumbass
team too? I think the Cowboys are. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Whoever trades and drafts Ty Simpson will be fired. I'm just being honest. If you, let me reiterate that because my Bucks might do this in the second round. Whoever drafts Ty Simpson in the first round as a first round pick, whoever drafts him will be fired 100%. Now, I'll be honest. Said this a long time ago. If I was on this podcast years ago, I would have said whoever drafts Anthony Richardson, that GM need to be fired. Whoever it is, somebody need to be fired. I don't know who. I'm telling you right now, the only reason that person probably hadn't been fired is because I guess the Indianapolis Colts got close to the playoffs, so his job was saved. But if they would have had a losing season, that GM would have been fired 150%. Just tell from my experience of watching teams and watching quarterbacks, I feel like, and I'm telling you, in NFL owners, I do not want to be a GM because guys, I am literally trying to get I am literally at the healthiest I can be. I don't need the stress because I don't want to put myself into even more threats.
Sorry, Mac. Sorry. Phone's being stupid.
What happened? What happened?
You're good. Jesus Christ. I was trying to play with something. I was trying to read something on Instagram, and then it played the music automatically.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't hear.
I'm looking up stats.
It's okay. It's okay.
But yeah, no, I have a feeling the Browns have that extra pick from the Jags. If you can convince the Browns that somebody else is wanting to trade up to 15, that could be really smart. I personally, I'm also in the same boat where if none of my guys make it to 10, I hope somebody's dumb enough to fall for Simpson, because that to me is how the Bengals could make this defense better quickly. Is that okay? We can't get the top guy, but if we trade back, still draft in the first round, we can get the DT out of like Ohio State, and then the linebacker out of UC in the second round. Like there are ways for this defense to improve. It's just the Bengals have never shown me the ability to do that, so they need to show me that ability. I hope for you that the Bucks show you that, like, okay, they know what they're doing.
And
they'll make it happen.
Yeah. The last time Jason Light traded down, it's a funny story. Last time Jason Light traded down, we got Tristan Wirfs. So
there you go.
if we trade down, and everybody's like, I said, I want to tell Buck fans this. We trade down, guys. This is a deep end draft. This is a deep pass rushing draft. We can get a good pass rush in the first round. There's pass rushes of aplenty in this draft we can go get. I believe the number one need for the Bucks is linebacker. And I feel like right at the moment, at 15, the player that I really want is Stikes is not there, which I don't believe he's going to be there. I would love to get C.J. Allen from Georgia. C.J. Allen has the speed. He has the mentality. He can fit in that Todd Bowles defense. He can cover. He is literally the heir apparent. I look at him, heir apparent 100% to Levante David. I think he is the guy that can be that guy. I feel like this is the guy that can replace Levante. The only issue with C.J. Allen is C.J. Allen is not a 15th overall pick. And I would say if you were to trade him, and you would say that Bengals, if you trade for the Browns and you get that 20th overall pick, well, then you make a reason to get C.J. Allen. C.J. Allen would be
I like your mindset there.
100% worth it. And then
all right,
you have the first round pick along with two second round picks, and you can use that second round pick to go get a pass rusher, and use the other second round pick to go get. Well, you can go use that one. No second round picks. Who I want as a wide receiver? I want the wide receiver from Tennessee. That's who I want. I want the wide receiver from Tennessee. I want him. That's the one I want. And I don't think nobody's looking at him. That motherfucker is tall. He's lanky. He's an ex-receiver. I've seen him tour. I've seen this kid put belt to ass on our quarterbacks every year at Tennessee. I just want to see him put belt to ass to other players in the NFL. I feel like he will fit right in. He could be an ex-receiver. We're not asking him to be Mike. We're just asking him to just get open, drag a double team to literally find a way to give Emeka Egbuka the space. That's all we need. I think if we get those two guys, I'm going to be honest here. We back, baby. We back.
All right. You heard it here from Mac. He knows the guys that the Bucks should draft to be back. I don't know. I think I know the guys I want the Bengals to be back for. We are recording this a month away from the draft, so you will hear from us after the draft to talk about the picks and to talk about the surprises and to rip on whichever GM committed himself to that Simpson kid.
Whoever it is, they're getting fired.
You heard it here. That GM will get. Have a lovely start to your spring, and have a great draft. We will see y'all in a month from Coach Ryan. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
I've been going out of my way for us, and I'm not okay. The sun ain't gon' shine all day. Can't wait to see it on your face. Girl, you know, gotta do better than walking out and dodging the surface. Every day I've been out praying my baby not hurt. Ay. All of the weather we doing, I promise it's worth it. Ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby I'm certain. Ay. I want it all, we come in, it's a coupe, and we gon' ring it right back. Tell him, man, you know I'm suited, ay. But I ain't never gon' slack. I had to study the map. I had to find where I'm at. The legend, a symbol of that. Symbols, I ain't gonna crash. Catch me in the cut, hun. Something like the duck running. I ain't coming with nothing. I know what they want from it. I can spot the fake loving. Rolling up the gates on it. Ain't no debating on it. It got legs like cake, honey. Usher, I'm skate on the beat. I done seen the play cross the feet. God drive like 6 V's. Flow sick, give me 6 feet. Mountain climbing out to hit a peak. Bunch of snow in my seat, it ain't the same no more. Life is everything but the beach, like a chain. I'm a link with your lady for sure. Gotta do better than walking out and dodging the surface. Every day I've been out praying my baby not hurt. All of the weather we doing, I promise it's worth it. Open the curtains, ay. Baby, I'm certain, ay. I want it all, we come in as a coupe, and we gon' bring it right back. Tell him, man, you know I'm suited, ay. But I ain't never gon' slack. I had to study the map, I had to find where I'm at. The legend, a symbol of that. Symbols, I ain't gonna crash. I've been going out of my way for us, and I'm not okay. The sun ain't gon' shine all day. Can't wait to see it on your face. Girl, you know, gotta do better than walking out and dodging the surface, ay. Every day I've been out praying my baby not hurt, ay. All of the weather we doing, I promise it's worth it, ay. Open the curtains, ay. Baby, I'm certain,